Sequels month. Sequels month, mother sequels, sequels month. Sequels month, mother sequels, season 1.
Right.
It's sequels month. It's just sequels.
Right.
Sequels month, no big deal. The sequels month, no big deal.
Right.
Sequels month, I can't do the sequels month. I just... Catherine! Why did I kill him on the table?
You wanted to!
Why are you in my room?
Because we need to do the show again,
Oh.
like what we do every week.
Can I take a nap first? I was trying to sleep.
You've been sleeping for like 48 hours.
Why do you always wake me from my sleep?
Well, we need to come up with the game.
Okay, then what do you want to do? What do you want to do for sequels month?
I don't know, something blue.
Okay.
Some.
What? I gotta go fast. Gotta go faster.
Faster. Infamous.
Sonic Unleashed.
Oh.
No. Yeah, we're both wrong that time. What was that? I couldn't hear you one more time. Oh, a little louder.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Gotta go fast.
Yes!
Sonic Adventure 2 Battlefront 2!
Welcome to a brand new episode of The Completionist. And today, guys, the third installment in our month of sequels is a game that actually is really important to me because it marked, for me, the end of the era of Dreamcast. I've always thought that the Dreamcast is one of the coolest systems. I thought that it was way advanced in its time, and you know, it got shut out pretty early on with the PS2 and the GameCube. But I think that those of you who had a Dreamcast, you'll agree with me that it was a very awesome system, and this game was a great way of saying goodbye to an awesome era.
Dreamcast is still alive. I love you, Dreamcast.
Died so young.
Oh god.
So young.
Oh god.
Forever young. I wanna be.
Didn't die as early as the PS Vita though.
No, that thing.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle! This hands down is my favorite title to come from the Dreamcast era. And dare I say, this may have been the last good Sonic game before we saw the horrible arrival of Sonic 06. But Beardman, who's Black and Red Sonic? Also, what about Sonic Heroes? See, Greg, that's Shadow the Hedgehog. And you know, I actually kind of enjoyed Sonic Heroes. I feel like I'm only one of the few that did. Yeah, me too. It was actually fun. The only thing that really bugged me about the game was Team Rose. Amy, Cream. Big the Cat was on that one, right? Yeah, dude. Fun fact, voiced by Duke Nukem. Big the Cat, yeah. Was it Big the Cat? Really? You're not gonna scream the words Big the Cat? Big the Cat! Ah, that's what I was waiting for. So you guys remember what happened in Sonic Adventure 1, right? Well, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to worry about the story from the previous games as it literally starts out fresh. But a thing you will notice is that when you start the game, you'll have two sides to choose from, the hero side and the dark side. Picking either side determines who you are playing as. If you choose hero side, you'll play as our three familiar heroes, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. That guy! The hero side starts out with Sonic being in the custody of the government in a helicopter above a city that looks like San Francisco. What makes you say that? Because seconds later, Sonic literally jumps out of a helicopter with a part of its wing, using it as a snowboard to slide down a huge hill. And while sliding down the hill, Sonic can hit cars and trolleys. All accompanied by one of the most iconic songs in the Sonic franchise. This level, let alone this song, will stay with gamers for the rest of our lives. If there's one thing to take away from this game, it's this song. Moving on. After finally escaping the clutches of the government, Sonic runs into a hedgehog that looks just like him, except he's black and red. Shadow the Hedgehog. And that's where it all starts to make sense. Shadow the Hedgehog was doing a bunch of deeds that branded him as a criminal.
but everyone believed him to be Sonic.
Meanwhile, Knuckles the Echidna is protecting the Master Emerald as usual until he meets Rouge the Bat, a treasure hunter who claims that she owns the Master Emerald. Eggman steps in, grabs the Master Emerald, and tries to run off with it. Knuckles then destroys the Master Emerald with his hands to separate it into pieces. If he can't have it, neither can Eggman. And further down our hero's story, we have Tails, who turned his ship into a multiple-purpose mecha suit transformer thing, I guess? His story is the same as every other Sonic game, try to catch up to Sonic and help him out. If you choose the dark side, you start off as Eggman, who discovers a secret weapon created by his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik. That weapon is the ultimate life form known as Shadow the Hedgehog. After freeing Shadow, he tells Eggman on the space station with the ability to wipe out the entire planet. And in order to do this, they need to collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds.
Well, no surprises there.
So we have our gameplay matchups and story. Sonic vs. Shadow, Tails vs. Eggman, and Knuckles vs. Rouge. Can our heroes stop Eggman and company from blowing up the planet, or will they succeed in world domination? You decide! Kind of. We'll see. What's so lovable about Sonic Adventure 2 is the layers of awesome music, amazing graphics for its time, and a lot of the quirks and flaws that keep it going, and the weirdness of having opportunities to fix said flaws, yet leaving them alone.
Should we fix the problems before we re-release this game, sir?
No, that's just what they'll be expecting.
For its time, this being on the Dreamcast pushed some pretty great graphics when compared to what was out there. In my opinion, this is one of Sega's last stands in the console wars, and Sonic Adventure 2 was such a great note to end on. Shortly after Sega stopped production of the Dreamcast and announced they were going to produce games for other consoles from there on out, this game appeared on the GameCube. With its resurgence on the Cube, this game was rebranded as Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, emphasizing the multiplayer component available in the game.
Great! We need friends again.
The level designs are incredibly impressive, bringing that epic scale of how important each level was in the first game up one more notch. Whether you are in the desert, in the city, or in space, the level designs feel incredibly original and different from the first game, which is very key to a sequel. We want the same, but different. The music is just so uplifting, being the perfect fit for this game. And what's fantastic about each character you play as is that the music fits them perfectly for who they are. Sonic has this high-action, fast-paced music. Shadow has this grungy, heavy metal vibe. Tails and Eggman have different variations of somber and steady music. Rouge's music is very jazzy and reminds me of an old Bond secret agent type soundtrack. And Knuckles is flat out rap music, but while Knuckles sounds pretty weird, it's actually really fun to hear. I can literally listen to Pumpkin Hill on repeat for hours on end, and it would just be a good time. And for those of you who remember, Live and Learn is my favorite video game song of all time. Crush 40 just killed it with this theme, and it's just so damn catchy.
Well, there they go killing things again. Hey Gerard, why don't you give it a shot singing Live and Learn? It's the job that you were always meant to do. Add a cool montage of you rocking out as well.
Greg, it would be my honor to ruin the ears of everyone at home right now. Let's do this.
Can you feel that moving through your mind? Ooh, live like I came back for more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you feel time slipping down your spine? Ooh, you're trying to let go. Yeah, but you can hardly swallow your fears and pain when you can't help but follow. They put you right back where you came. Yeah, live and learn, hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Live and learn from the works of yesterday. Live and learn, if you beg or if you borrow. Live and learn, you may never find your way. Yeah.
Frame rates in cutscenes have been improved tremendously. However, the synchronization is still off in terms of voices and actions. A lot of people say it's a translation issue, which may or may not be the case. But Sega did have quite a few times to try and fix this. The game has been ported several times. This right here is the PlayStation 3 port of the game, which is considered to be in HD. Now, while I do agree this game does look great in HD, there are several moments where things just don't look correctly rendered. Very weird. It made me want to go back and play the Cube or Dreamcast version. Between Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, a lot has changed. Obviously, the Station Square Overworld Hub has been nixed for a little more linear story mode while giving the luxury of a clean mainstream level select interface to go along with it. Although you can play as 6 different characters, the hero side and the dark side character playstyles match each other, so objectives are very clear. Sonic, Tails, Shadow, and Eggman must reach the end of each level, whereas Knuckles and Rouge must either find Master Emerald pieces or key items that matter to the plot of the story. Let's just go ahead and go in order.
But that's what they'll be expecting!
Sonic and Shadow's playstyle is what we're all used to at this point, running fast and kicking ass. With the clean animations and music paired together as you jump and attack your enemies, the Sonic and Shadow playstyle is hands down the most refined in terms of controls. While on the other hand, Tails and Eggman control drastically different. Both Tails and Eggman are equipped with Transformer-type robot armors that you must travel in very slowly. While you travel through each level, you must carefully plan your attacks. Homing on to as many enemies as possible helps you get a great score bonus, so make sure to lock on all at once. It's also important to note that these are the only 2 characters that have life bars, so they can sustain way more damage than anyone else. This is probably my least favorite play style. It just feels very slow and clunky, but it's still very entertaining despite all of this.
I definitely agree with you there, Gerard. I was very disappointed when I found out that I couldn't just play as regular Tails. I get what they were trying to do by keeping the E102 Gamma feel alive, but it just didn't seem to fit.
The last tier of character control is familiar for those of you who've played Sonic Adventure 1. Using Knuckles or Rouge, you must frantically travel around each level to try and find the 3 key items you'll need. I say frantically because the faster you find the item, the better the score and time bonus will be. My biggest complaint with these levels is that they took out an important factor that existed from the first game, and that was the radar's order. See, in Sonic Adventure 1, if you were near any of the 3 items, the radar would go off, telling you they're nearby. In this game, if you are next to the item that you find accidentally, the radar will not go off. This becomes incredibly frustrating, especially if you're a speed demon like me when it comes to this game.
And on a side note,
Maggie the cat!
actually appears in almost every single level in some form or another. This was a hilarious huge middle finger from Sega after the negative reactions toward Big from Sonic Adventure 1.
Just like Sonic Adventure 1, every character gets their very own unique power-ups. For example, Sonic gets the bounce bracelet, Tails gets the hover ability, and Rouge gets...
Even sexier. Sexy bat.
Actually, she gets a green monocle that allows her to get secrets, Greg. Secrets.
Sexy secrets?
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
I don't know how or why, but the biggest flaw with this particular port of this game is the camera. It is so hard to control because it's so sensitive. It just screws up so much. I'm surprised at how many times I almost died or had to redo platforming over again simply because the angle was messed up. Let's get back to the thick of the gameplay. Every level has 5 objectives to complete. First, beat the stage. Second, collect 100 rings. Third, find the hidden Chow. In order to find the Chow, you must find the little mini model of the Mystic Ruins. And in order to activate that, you must find the Mystic Melody for each character. The fourth is a time trial run of the levels. You must beat it again as quick as you can. This is probably the most difficult of the 5. And fifth, you need to beat the level once again on hard mode. In hard mode, the layout of the level may change, and there are definitely more enemies to fight. After you finish these objectives, you will get a certain ranking. Rankings are from E to A. Sometimes you need a high score to get a good ranking, and sometimes you need to beat the level faster than the certain time required. But at the end of the day, you need to get an A in every single level in order to complete this game. And just like Sonic Adventure 1, when you beat the level, you'll receive an emblem. You must collect 180 emblems total, which seems like a lot. Some other tasks that are needed to complete in order to get emblems are the mini-games. There are a couple different ones, but the main one is kart racing. There's also a boss battle mode in which you must fight each boss from the game. Along with all of this, there is the GameCube, PS3, and 360 exclusive Battle feature, thus the addition of battle into the title of the game. You can race one another or beat the crap out of each other robot style. And thus brings me to the most time-consuming part of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Chow breeding. Now the Chow mini-games were in the first game, but they've been fleshed out a little bit more. There's several races to complete in this one, and there's a brand new Chow Karate mode, which you must send your most fierce Chow to battle. The biggest problem with the Chow section is that whether or not you're winning or losing, you have to watch the entire process of the racing, which can literally take up to an hour if you're just trying to powerhouse through each and every race. Training your Chow is key. On the Dreamcast, you could once again use your VMUs to train their stats up with the minigames. In the GameCube port, you could hook up your Game Boy Advance to do the same thing. But for those of us with the PS3, 360, or PC version, all we have is the sending away machine, which just sends those little guys all out on their own. Poor little guys. The Chow stats are broken down into the following categories: run, fly, swim, power, and stamina. These categories have corresponding letters for each Chow. In order to create the ultimate Chow, you'll need to breed Chows with one another. This is what takes so long. Starting out, you'll want to try and get a Chow that has at least an A ranking in a stat. Mind you, this is completely random, so you may be buying several eggs from the black market, a place which you can buy items for your Chows using the rings you collected from the action stages. From there, you can level up a stat based on the type of animal or drive you give it. At a certain point, it will evolve into its adulthood, leveling up the most prominent stat you've been giving it, as well as taking form of its caretaker, making a nice combination of some of these Chows. For some of these Chows. You can get an evil Chow if you raise it solely by using a dark side character, or a hero Chow by using the hero side characters. Feeding your Chows animals and drives will take forever. Luckily for us, the most notorious glitch in this game is for the Chows, and it grants you the ability to keep reusing animals and drives. Snitches?
Glitches with Old Man Snitches.
Here's a little tip the next time you go to the Heroes Garden. Play with the Chows. If you want to use a drive or an animal an infinite amount of times, all you have to do is corner the Chow and then give it to him. The animal, or the drive that is. You know, it's much more relaxing than when Shadow OD'd on cocaine and went to the space resort. Actually, that was pretty fun.
So, by taking two Chows with an S ranking and other stats, you have the ability to breed the two together to create a new baby Chow that now has two prominent stats, and you keep doing that until you have two Chows that have all S stats. While there's a lot more to explain about Chows, including rebirthing and the creating of the ultimate Chows, it's not really worth that extra effort. So I decided I wanted to create one Chow that can survive both the hero side and dark side competitions. One Chow that has all S ranking stats. Fearless, no mercy, simply put, badass. His name, Trogdor, the Burninator.
Trogdor was a Chow. I mean, he was a dragon Chow. Maybe he was just a Chow. But he was still Trogdor! Trogdor comes in the night!
So after you complete both the good and bad campaign, you get to do the last mission.
You must defeat the Lizard King!
It is revealed that there is a bio-lizard who turns out to be the prototype for the ultimate life form of Shadow, and is taking control of the station, ramming it into Earth. Everyone must team up together to make their way to the control center in order to stop the monster from killing everyone. Upon arrival to the control center as Sonic, Shadow steps in. You fight as Shadow to kill what is actually his biological brother. But it's not over yet when you defeat him for the first time. He then comes back in his second form of Final Hazard. Using the power of the Chaos Emeralds, we get to play as Super Sonic and Super Shadow. You switch between the two in order to defeat this evil space lizard guy who's gonna end the world. You know what? No, you're going down, bad guy. Yeah!
The space fight! Ah, it's been forever since I've gotten to say that one.
Well, you've saved the world and beaten all the challenges, and you got all the 180 emblems. What do you get? Is it worth it? Well, to me, it's actually pretty damn awesome. You get to play a fully 3D version of the first level from Sonic 1, complete with original sound effects and a redone version of the actual music. The reason they chose Green Hill Zone was because this game marked the 10th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. Total nostalgia explosion for any true Sonic fan.
Nostalgia explosion!
For you casual players, completing this game may not be worth it. Even the most avid Sonic fan may not actually enjoy getting all the A rankings on every level. But I was obsessed with this game when I was a kid, so I definitely honed in on my craft. Like I said, some of you will find this frustrating, whereas I found it very entertaining and challenging. Where the real-time consumption goes is the Chow breeding. It took me a good 60 hours plus to get a Chow with all S stats. And at the end, you get this super awesome power all S ranking Chow, and there's not really a reward for doing it. I guess technically the reward is that you get to actually, beat all the Chow racing and the karate and all that, and you get a cool looking Chow, but personally, it may not be worth the trouble to some. However, if you're into the whole Chow thing, it can be pretty fun. I mean, Chow raising in itself could be the next MLG for how in-depth it is.
Personally, I was never into it, but when you got Trogdor, how can you not have fun? Oh right, 60 hours, yeah, that's not fun. That's more than I work in 1 year! 2 years. I don't really work.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle by no means is a perfect game. It's got tons of flaws to it, but it's really enjoyable. And if you're going for that whole completionist aspect of it, I can't really recommend it if you're not a completionist. If you are, though, you'll really enjoy it. If you're not, you're gonna go insane. So with that in mind, guys, this game gets my completionist rating of Finna Beat It.
Finna beat it! You gotta go faster, faster!
That's all the time we have for today, guys, so please, as always, leave your positive and negative comments in the box below. Don't forget to leave suggestions for the future of the show, and of course, face, Twitch, Tablegram us. It's all right here. Don't forget also that I do live stream a lot, twitch.tv/ThatOneVideo Gerard. Make sure you do follow me there so that if I ever live stream, you can be a part of all the awesome fun, all of the games in the month of sequels so far. I did live stream to a certain extent, so come join Team Beardman, be a part of it all. It's gonna be awesome. Right now I'm playing Final Fantasy VII. I've got only 2 more Sundays left till I'm 100% completely done with that, and then move on to a new game. So come on down, check it out, twitch.tv/ThatOneVideo Gerard.
You want to sing the song again, don't you?
Wider. There's a place where you dream you never find. Hold on to what if. Hold on to what if. Living
That was my Mother Sequels month. Sequels.